Okay, so I would like to start recording some videos, and I would like to talk about the 12 steps. There are many 12-step programs, and I am going to be talking about them in general, not any specific program. And so I have found with my experience with these 12 steps that there is a lot of benefit to use them in everyday life. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you're struggling with, whatever it is that you'd like to change, these steps have an unbelievable power. And so I think that there is a benefit to putting out some videos where I could talk about using the 12 steps in general, the same way I do when I'm working with people more specifically around specific issues in group settings. So, I have been involved in 12-step groups for decades, upwards of 34 years now. And I have gleaned information from a lot of people. I've worked steps lots of different ways, and I have somehow, and I don't really know how, but I have somehow put together a way that I work with people that seems really effective. It's very straightforward, it's very detailed, it's just instructions, and it's very simple. There's not a ton of writing, you don't have to write your life story, and you can use the information that you get to talk to someone, maybe a priest or a therapist or a friend, or if you are working in 12 steps with sponsors, and it's just a different way of looking at them. These are all out of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous because they have a very clear-cut way of instructing you to go through the steps. So of course theirs is dealing with alcoholism, and this is more of a generalized opportunity to use these steps in your everyday life, although it's very effective with alcoholism. And if you're dealing with an alcoholic or you are an alcoholic, these steps are very powerful. So I hear a lot in meetings that people say, oh, everybody could use these steps. I wish everybody in the world could have access to these steps. And the truth is, everybody does, but they don't know it. And a lot of times when people are in 12-step groups, they get sort of stuck into the idea that these steps are just to be used for their particular issue that they're there for. Alcoholism, dealing with a family or friend member, eating, gambling, whatever it is. But the truth is that they are applicable for any other problem you could possibly have. And it says that, and I'll quote a lot of the AA literature and Al-Anon literature because I'm familiar with it, but in the 7th step of the 12 and 12 that AA uses, it says about reaching the degree of humility that's possible to handle any other problem you could possibly have. And that's a pretty big promise. So I think that if there are people out there who are looking for a way to have some kind of a real psychic change, the 12 steps are a solution. And these videos that I'm going to do are just basically the instructions that I give people that I work with and helping them to just streamline the experience. And I tell people, just do what I tell you to do. Don't ask a million questions. Don't tell me there's a million different ways that you can do the first step and the second step. I understand there is, but this is the way that I do it. So if you're interested and this is helpful, I'm really happy to do it. So that's what these videos are about, and I am going to upload them to YouTube and hope for the best because I have no idea what I'm doing. And you'll see me in all different kinds of settings because I'm on the road a lot. Right now I'm in New York City, and it doesn't matter where I am. I can do this work anywhere. Most of the work I do anyway is by phone because I'm always moving around. So, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be talking about diving deeper with the 12 steps. If your life is not going the way you would like it to, and you realize that your best efforts to control things have not been working, then perhaps there's another way. There is a solution, and these 12 steps will lead you out of the darkness and into the light. That's what they're designed to do, and they are very effective, very powerful. My direction is very clear, I hope, and please feel free to leave a comment. Please be kind. I have no idea what I'm doing, and going out on a limb here. The only requirement for me is get a notebook, just a inexpensive 59-cent spiral notebook, and just use it for these steps. There's no other writing in it. There's no other readings. There's just using for these steps. And I also suggest you get some tabs to use to mark the sections that you're going to be using, like step 1 and step 2 and powerless and unmanageability, and a dictionary or Google, whatever. We're going to be asking for definitions of words so that we know what we're talking about, and we're all talking about the same thing. We're on the same page. So I apologize for any kind of bumps in the road that you will encounter with me, including my accent, which is really New Yorky, and my hair, which is really flyaway, especially here in the winter. And mostly I will tell you that my enthusiasm for these steps and my love of the belief of what these steps can do for people if they are ready to make a change. So follow along, do the work, and welcome. Let's go. Dive deep with Rosemary on YouTube with the 12 steps.